Tango 10 bedded up. What do we have here? It's a Regal. It's got a 9-inch in it. Why is it here? Why is it here? Well, there's a lot about why it's here. The suspension setup. The suspension setup. The brown box Chevy just left on the 28s. This got dropped off. So there's so much. If you look at the frame right there, what do you guys notice on the brown Chevy? At the bar, the tube went through the frame, right? Well, here it is here. So what's that tell you about the work and who did the work? Look at the brake. Only half the rotor, right? Let's see, I can stick my finger in here. I got the wrong rotors on here. Now, what I was saying about the wrong control arms on the box Chevy, and now this one's got the wrong rotor. How do you mix that up? How do you not know? Right when you put this caliper up on here, you should have known that you got something wrong. So this caliper to this backing plate is right, but this rotor is wrong. So it takes a bigger rotor. We just noticed this, but I called and talked to someone and they said that the other rotors are in the back seat that might be the right ones. Might be the right ones. So here we have a bolt-in style coilover. This, again, this is what I mean by bolt-in. This is bolted down here. Yes, this is the new style that's got these little holes and you can change the height. But as you can see, this is a big ass nut that they're using for a spacer. That's not supposed to be there. So it just doesn't make any sense. And then look, it's not shock tabbed to the cross brace. It has that bracket up there. But now if we look at that bracket real good, all right, it's supposed to be held in with 2 bolts. Yeah, so it's held in by 1 bolt. The nut isn't even tight. Let's see, I can take it off. No, it's to the nylon, but it's not even tight. Like, what's going on, y'all? What is really going on? Look at this inside weld. All right, so the tube is through the frame, and it's got, you know, I guess a decent weld out here, but look, this weld isn't even penetrated. Like, it's just bubbled up. I would have almost thought that was a beaded silicone until I touched it. You left this bracket shit on here that somebody welded. They didn't even cut the shock. They didn't even cut this out to get the bar up higher. Man. So, these shocks to me are like obviously a bolt-in because they're so long. So that's probably a 14-inch shock. Easy, so the car don't squat or anything. They have, once again, QA1, it's only single adjustable, so you guys are paying more for less. It's a 12 HT200, so it's only a 200 back spring. So it's a 12, I mean, look at all this shock area that you're not using. That's just wrong. Once again on the rotor, like I said. Man. The frame notch work, the welding, and I mean, I guess I really can't talk too much about that, but they made the frame real thin, real thin. Oh, look at this. Look at how that torque box is bent up because the frame rail is thin. That you can totally see is bent up. This side's probably gonna be worse. Oh yeah, look, see the bracket? This is for the e-brake cable. It's not supposed to be dented up into the floor. Look at how much of an angle that's on. So it's got a big ass motor in it. Let's stay on these torque boxes for a second. Doesn't look like it's that bent up from this side, but still. Need some bracing. Need some bracing on. Does have a 9-inch in it. Got these massive arms, right? That's the brand Massive, which are a decent arm, I guess. I don't think their Heim joints are all that. But if we grab this arm, let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. It's not even jammed. So that's loose. Let's try this one. Yeah, not jammed. Look at that. Turn them with the nuts. So they don't know how to jam that shit. So you guys out there with big systems and stuff like that, a lot of bass and that shit is like that, then the bass rattles it, vibrates it, turns it, makes the arm longer, because the arm is going to go to the easiest direction. That's why a lot of times with upper control arms, when they come loose, they go longer. But when they go longer, they push your rear ends from side to side, so then your tire starts rubbing the back, so now you fucked up your tire and this and that. All because these motherfuckers out there just want to keep jacking people out their money and giving them stupid work. I mean, like this. What was the deal here? Like, what the hell is the deal here? I don't get it. I don't know who did this. Maybe I'm speaking too soon, but why would you want your pressure, your fuel regulator underneath the back of the car? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like, hey, how much fuel pressure we got? Oh no, let me get underneath the back of the car, breathe all this exhaust, and let's watch the fuel pressure. Yeah. Cross member. Let's go to the neighborhood and let's steal a street sign. And let's take the street sign pole and let's put it in the frame, which is a very light piece of metal, which is actually galvanized. So you can see the weld, but then they weld it. I just don't get it. Oh, look at this bolt. I don't understand what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, this might be some thicker shit, but still, basically, it might be exactly signed pole. I don't know, like no parking. Well, let's see this side. Oh, let's weld two pieces together, and then let's put one bolt in it, not two. Not this side too. Let's put one bolt in it, not two. Man, what is really going on out here? Yeah. Like I said, it's got a big ass LS in it, LT4. I don't know. What is it? Jaden, LS or LT4? Okay. I don't get into that stuff. I'm a big block Chevy man. So, spring in the front. Don't know what rate it is. Or did you find a number, Jaden? Did you say it was a 450?
What's up?
The front spring?
Yeah, it's a 450.
450. So 450 is a little soft for a G body. Look at the upper control arm. The metal ring for the rubber boot for the ball joint is hanging there. I've never seen that happen before. Now it's like, did it fall? Oh no, there it is. So yeah, that's supposed to be up there to hold the boot on. The alignment, obviously, it's here for me to align it. Here for me to align it and frame notch the front and remount the back coilovers. But obviously, to remount the back coilovers, we're gonna need a shorter set of coilovers, and we're gonna need a heavier rate spring for the car to ride right, drive right, and control. Look, same as the other car, the Box Chevy, the rubber was gone from the top because it got pushed out. This to me looks like the rubber was never put in there. So there you go. I don't know. Obviously it's here for alignment, but that's already all loose. Obviously it's rusty, so this wasn't recent. You know? These are the adjustment sleeves, which carry one. So everybody with the Pro Forge stuff, when you buy the Pro Forge stuff, you get the, these are aluminum as far as I know. And I'm pretty sure with the Pro Forge stuff, they're aluminum, but I think they mark them as steel. Had a couple customers call me and say, hey man, I was trying to call the guy and get this and that, but they're saying they're not aluminum. They've never heard of aluminum one and this and that, so I don't know. These are aluminum. and they're lightweight. But this is what you want. You want this jam style, but you want it jammed, obviously. So yeah, I figure I'd get you guys another video up. Try to keep these videos going. You can see the wheel leaning out. I noticed when it was on the ground, it's got a ton of shimmy in it, which you can't get the wheel to sit where you want it to sit. So now vice versa on this. They got the Pro Touring. That one looks pretty thick right there. Like it looks thicker than the other one, but that's Pro Touring. So it's longer. So 24s on G-Body, you don't need a Pro Touring arm. That's exactly what I like right now. It doesn't even sit that high in the front, but when it's on the ground, there's so much shims up there that you can't get it to shim enough. You can't put enough shims in there to get the wheel to, you know, be cambered in just a little bit or straight up and down. It's cambered out. When you set it down on the ground, it's cambered out. So that's wrong. So I'll be able to use those shafts that we just took off the other car to put on this car. So that way we can align it. The rubber stop, gotta go. And I'll trim that piece off the frame too. If this was 6s on here, you could leave that, because with 6s you want to sit a little bit higher. This fender barely cut. The other fender's got a chunk taken out of it, and they cut. You know, it's way cut. So obviously, look, the cuts are on the tire, so that was hidden pretty good. Yeah. Mr. 75 brought it over on a tow truck, and we couldn't start it or move it because these braided lines right here, I guess, are so cheap that it split and started spraying. So I had to wipe the hole underneath before I put the other car in underneath of it. But yeah, you can see how it was spraying and got in the header and was smoking. Yeah, and then, I mean, yeah, the trans cooler. I guess that's how you mount a trans cooler. You just let it sit there. But I don't know the whole deal with that. I just know suspension. I do the suspension stuff, man. They cut the e-brake. They cut the frame to push the e-brake cable in. You don't use e-brake cables. You cut it and get rid of it. It's in the way. All right, y'all. I'll figure out. Give you another rundown of this shit. These boxes were put on here, aftermarket, which, you see that? Like, why is... They must have cut a different setup off there and then put these on there. You know what I'm saying? That piece that's inside there, that metal, that's like part of the original. They must have used it as a lineup or something. I guess they didn't know how to use a tape measure to measure back and the angle. You don't have to be on an angle. This lower control arm can be basically straight back. So once again, the super drop boxes on here, bam. So I mean, I guess I can leave this where it's at. I just need it to come down more, so I could weld the coilover strip on here, and then the top, I can do the shock tabs, the long ones off here, and just make sure they, you know, stay straight, or use the short ones. But that height from there, it has to be down with this. You can't be up on an angle because that'll cause it to bind, like how the other box Chevy was doing, the round one. So it's got to be straightforward, or a little bit on an angle down. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to use this shock. So worst comes to worst, we could probably use this spring, but he's gonna have to get different shocks. I didn't know that they were that long. All right, y'all. Not touching this for a couple days. It's gonna sit here because I have to get this green thing. I got the rear end out of it on the bench, blah blah, but I got a whole video coming out on this, everything I'm doing. So I gotta get back on this and just work on this. So this is gotta wait. But all right, y'all. Magnum Tim, better that. I'm out. Might put more with this video. Yeah, I'll do more with this video later. All right, y'all. Bankroll 10, bet it up, bet it up. Anyways, the car is done. Can't do any whole shot videos right now because too many people around. We're not supposed to do burnouts in the parking lot. And there's too many businesses out down the street. But anyways, this is the final video. This is the end video of this. We got the carburetor on there, got it all set. We got the timing all figured out. Boom, the car fires right up. I got the choke and all that shit set. So obviously in the morning, first time that you would start the car up, you would push the gas just like half a push. That sets the choke. And then you would start the car. It could possibly die once. But as of right now, it's a little chilly out here. I reset the choke. And waited 30 minutes. And turned the key. And that fired right up. Jada! Come hit this key. Just touch the key, that's it. Don't touch no gas, nothing. Don't put your foot in the car, nothing. Big block, blueprint engine, brake motor. Fires right up. Like I said though, in the morning, the first time I started it, you would probably have to hit the gas just a little bit. Obviously, the hotter days, I gotta hear that motor. The hotter days, the choke would be open more. So you still have to maybe hit the gas just a tad bit. Obviously, sitting overnight, whatever. But yeah, big block Chevy 28s. Dude's on his way here to pick it up. Had a power steering pump issue. He's gonna warranty that. He already talked to the place that did the pulley setup on the front. Does have the serpentine belt. And yeah, there it is. Just starting to sprinkle right now because, you know, it's damn weather, bipolar ass weather. But yeah. Landau Chevy. Running. It's got a 4L80 trans in it, and it's got that trans modulator, whatever, computer. What's it say on it? Easy something. We put the box. It's a different style box, but we put it in the car, just sitting there on some tiles, so that way we could watch it. They had it plugged into the gauge fuse. I think it was just losing tune. So 1 second you would drive the car, it would shift all the gears and turn the car off, go back out, and it wouldn't shift. It would try to go up to like 4,000 RPM. But anyways, yeah. 4L80 overdrive, put a 410 out back. They had a 373 before. Changed the plug wires, changed the carburetor, changed the timing, and now she's firing right up, and she's not loading up. And you can back up, you know, across the parking lot, whatever, put it in drive, take off, hit it, spin the tires, and it shifts a second, probably at like fucking 4,000 RPMs, and it's still spinning the tires. Shifts in the third, a little higher RPM, spins for a little bit, but by that time you're already fucking flying. So spinning and pulling, making them tires hook, that lower control arm on an angle in the back to drive the tire into the ground. So, all right, y'all, Banco 10, bet it up. There we are. Owner is on his way to get it. All right, y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'm out.